Hello guys, my name is Emilia, and my story is about how I escaped my mentally and financially abusive in-laws. The sad part of the story is that I was being taken advantage of by none other than my own husband, Jonathan. His mother Doris was an equal culprit who made my life a living hell, but in the end, it was me who won. Now, I'm having a pretty good life while they are all down in the dumps, but the journey wasn't very easy. My husband Jonathan was supposed to be my life partner. I grew up in foster care and don't have any family on this earth. Jonathan came into my life when I was in college. I was interning at an office where he worked. We hit it off pretty well and he asked me out when I graduated college. By then, I already had a good job lined up and was about to earn some good money. This part is relevant later. Now that I look back, I can see that Jonathan manipulated me into a relationship. He worked on my insecurities and made it seem like he could make my life complete. Jonathan always said, "I feel so bad that you don't have a real family, Emilia. It breaks my heart that someone so sweet and kind like you doesn't have anyone to lean on." What can I do, Jonathan? It is what it is. I always wished I had a good family, but God had other plans. My parents passed away when I was young, so I couldn't even have a connection with them. I wish I had a family like everyone else.
Don't worry, Emilia. Once I marry you, me and my mum would be your family. You won't be alone anymore. Family is very important to me, so I hope you can find that family in us.
Those words really hit me in the chest. This is exactly what I always wanted. I was lonely and often felt envious of other people who had families. When Jonathan assured me of being my family, I got easily influenced. This made me literally ignore all the red flags that he had. I didn't care as long as I had someone I could call my own. Jonathan's mum, Doris, was also sweet to me in the beginning. She sympathized with me about not having a family. Even she assured me that she and Jonathan can fulfill the role of my family. She said, "You know, I always wanted a daughter of my own. It's sad that Jonathan's dad, Brian, and I divorced before having more kids. You know, you already feel like family to me." I'm so excited to be part of your family, Doris. You and Jonathan have such a good bond. Sometimes I feel jealous of him. I'm glad you can already see me as your child.
Of course, Emilia. Who wouldn't want to have a great girl like you to be their family? I hope Jonathan proposes soon. Then we will all live together like a real family.
Yes, those were her words to me. She and Jonathan always assured me that we will all be very happy. It took me years to realize that they were lying to my face. I was naive and desperate to feel some sort of connection with people. I loved Jonathan and felt like he was my world. Doris also became like my mother. So when Jonathan proposed, I agreed and married him. There was only one major issue in our relationship. Jonathan never went to college and had a very low-paying job. Doris had never worked and simply lived on money sent by Brian as alimony. So, both of them expected me to shoulder most of the household expenses. Trust me, people, I was fine with it. It allowed them to save money for emergencies, and I wanted to take care of the people I considered family. It did leave me with very little money for myself, but I didn't care. It was a huge mistake on my part. I would realize that later. One day, I suddenly saw that someone had made a huge purchase with my card. I went home and confronted Jonathan and Doris and said, "There has been a huge charge on my credit card for flights and hotels. What's going on?"
"Hey, Emilia, we need to talk to you about it. We actually have a family reunion coming up in a few months. You know, most of the people couldn't come to our wedding, so I missed seeing them. This would be a great opportunity for us to meet everyone." "Yes, literally everyone from Brian's side will be there. It will be so good to finally see everyone, so we used your card to book everything."
I wasn't even informed about the purchase. Why didn't you discuss this with me, Jonathan? It's a lot of money.
"Don't be ridiculous. Your money is also my money. I needed to book the tickets ASAP and used your card to make all the arrangements."
"But you can't use my card for these things. I don't have much money anyway. I don't think I can afford to pay for all three of us. Why don't you contribute a little?"
"I don't have that kind of money lying around, Emilia. We're married and all the money we have should be shared. Don't be so cheap." "How can you be so mean, Emilia? Don't you want us to meet our family? You know how important they are to us."
Doris's words made me feel very guilty. I felt like I was taking them away from my family. But the financial burden was also too much for me. I begged Jonathan and Doris to contribute to the trip, but they refused. They also took my card without permission and made even more purchases. I texted and talked to them about not using my card anymore. They never listened. I was weary about doing anything since they were emotionally blackmailing me, so I didn't push it. Instead, I forced myself to be excited about the trip. I was already spending too much money, so I thought I might as well have some fun. I was excited to meet their family since they seemed like good people. I made all arrangements at work, and for months I planned everything. However, Jonathan and Doris ignored me when I asked them about the details of the trip. It was weird, and I had no idea why they were acting like that. One day, when I was excitedly talking about the trip, I was hit with a bombshell. Jonathan and Doris looked at me weirdly and told me to sit down. I was extremely confused by their reaction and could already feel a storm coming. I sat down and waited for them to speak. They said,
"We wanted to talk to you about something, Emilia. I don't know why you are so excited about joining my family reunion. You are not going anywhere."
"What? Why am I not coming with you? I got to leave from my job to travel with you guys. Is the reunion cancelled or something?"
No, the reunion is not cancelled. Me and Mum will be going for the reunion, but you are not coming with us. You'll be staying at home."
"Wait, I am not allowed at the reunion? But why? Have I done something? Why did you suddenly change your mind?"
"You are not coming because you are not family. This is strictly for my family, Emilia. You are just someone who married Jonathan. I have no idea why you feel entitled to come along."
"You think I'm not family?"
"Are you serious? I'm literally Jonathan's wife. I'm your daughter-in-law. You literally live with me. How am I not your family?" "Don't attack my mum because she spoke the truth. Marrying me doesn't make you family. What if I divorce you tomorrow? You won't be family anymore. You're not a permanent member in my life, so you cannot be considered family."
"Wow. That's just amazing. You're already calling me temporary. If I'm not family, then how come you used my money to book your vacation? Shouldn't you use your own money since it's your family event? Did you skip the part about not inviting me because you needed my money?"
"Are you trying to financially abuse my son, Emilia? You know he can't afford it on his own. You're his wife. Your money is his money as well. He can spend it how he wants. He doesn't need your permission." "That was very rude of you. Emilia, I am extremely hurt and disappointed in you. You need to calm down and think about what you said. You're giving me some serious doubts about our marriage with your my money, your money attitude." "You are such a vain girl, Emilia. I can't believe you treat your own husband like this. God knows I had warned Jonathan about you. My poor boy is no match for your tricks." Doris and Jonathan then went on to have an animated discussion about how such a horrible person I am. I just sat there hearing everything and slowly losing my mind. Still, I wanted to believe their words. I thought that maybe his family didn't want me there. I hoped that Jonathan and Doris were trying to protect me. So I called Brian to find out the truth. He's always been good to me, so I knew he wouldn't lie. I said, "Hey, Brian, I was wondering if you know why I'm not invited to the family reunion. Do the people there not like me?" "What are you talking about, Emilia? Everyone here wants to meet you. We were really disappointed when Jonathan and Doris said you won't come. They said you can't get off work."
"What? They said that I won't come? But I wanted to go, Brian. I took leave from work, Brian. They literally told me that I am not family, so I'm not allowed."
"Oh my God! That is absolutely not true, Emilia. Of course you are our family. Doris and I are divorced and she is still invited. Why won't we want you here? If you're not coming, why are you paying for their trip?"
"Jonathan used my card without my permission, Brian. I had no say in it. I didn't do anything because they guilt-tripped me. I let it go because I really wanted to meet you guys." Me and Brian then had a long talk where many things were revealed. Apparently Doris's mooching ways were what made Brian divorce her. She ran him into debt and he was forced to divorce her when she wouldn't take responsibility. He had no idea Jonathan and Doris were literally financially abusing me. Hell, even I didn't realize that sooner. Slowly I realized that my marriage was a sham. They have always treated me like an ATM. Now that I think about it, I was the one who married a gold digger. It was insane. I felt like my entire life was based on lies. Jonathan didn't love me and didn't even consider me family. I had been duped into this marriage and tricked into taking care of Jonathan and Doris. But I won't do that anymore. I had some plans for them.
I had all of my stuff packed and was ready to move out soon. Just a day before they were supposed to return, I moved out into the new apartment that I got. They had no idea about any of these things. Jonathan never bothered to check in with me and didn't even call me while he was away. Hell, it took him 2 days to reply to my texts. 2 with one-word answers. Doris never really cared about me, so I expected her to be silent. While it did hurt that my husband didn't even think about me, it was also a big wake-up call. So I didn't waste any more time in that stupid house. When Jonathan and Doris finally came back home, they were surprised to see my stuff missing. Since they had no information about my whereabouts, they called me to find out what was going on. Jonathan called me and said,
"What is going on, Amelia? Why is your stuff missing? Have you gone somewhere?"
"Yes, I have left the house for good. I've taken all my stuff with me."
"What the hell? What do you mean you have left? Don't pull stupid pranks like this, Amelia. You know I hate your childish behaviour."
"There is nothing childish about my behaviour, Jonathan. I've had enough of you and Doris treating me like shit, so I decided to leave."
"Don't you dare defame us like that! We've done nothing wrong. I've already told you, Amelia, this trip was only for family and you are not one. That's why you weren't included."
"Wow, you sure did not think about that when you took my money to book your tickets. Why was I considered family at that time?"
"Look, as long as you are married to me, your money also belongs to me. There cannot be financial boundaries between married couples. And I am not answerable to you why I have used our money."
"That's right. My son is the man of the house. You've no right to question him about spending money. Now stop acting like a child and come back home." You two have some very messed up logic. I have some news for you guys. Since the two of you took out money from my credit card without my permission, I'll be filing a police case soon, and I will return to the house but only to see you two get arrested. Before they could say anything, I simply hung up on them. This was just the beginning of the show. I had much more planned for them. I had already spoken to the police and informed them that Jonathan and Doris were back in the city. They kept sending me some vile texts that backfired because it proved that they didn't have my permission to use my card. I sent the cops this fresh evidence and told them to go ahead. I also showed up to the house to see the drama unfold. Plus, I had one more surprise in hand. I pulled up to the house just a little before the cops showed up. Doris opened the door and looked smug. I guess she thought that I had returned home for good. She said,
"I knew you wouldn't be able to stay out for long. You're such a worthless girl that no one would keep you with them. You have no place to go. We are not stupid, Amelia. We can call your bluff any time." "You really did cross the line by threatening to call the police. I know you don't have the guts to do that. Besides, I already said that husbands have full rights over their wives' money. Your antics make me consider divorce."
"Maybe you should consider divorce, Jonathan. This girl is nothing but a mooch. She will never be part of our family. I always told you that she is not up to our family standards. You should have listened to me." I began laughing as soon as I heard those words. It was hilarious that they thought they had won, and it was rather ironic that they were threatening to make me a divorced woman. The reason I found it so funny was because of a simple decision I made a long time back. I calmly looked at them and said, "There is no reason for you to rush for divorce papers, guys. You can relax a little on that one. You want to know why? Well, here, take a look at these papers."
"Are these divorce papers, Amelia? What the hell? Did you file for divorce?"
"Yes, you have already filed for divorce. You won't have to go through the trouble of filing for yourself. I've made everything easier for you. Now you just sign over here and return Doris's car. It's in my name and I would like that back. Oh, one more thing, guys. Say goodbye to the house because I'm not paying rent anymore."
No, Amelia, listen to me. There is no reason to rush into a divorce. I will not agree to this. We can talk this out. We are a family."
"Wow, now I am suddenly considered family. That is rather convenient."
"Look, it was just a small family event. You would have been bored there anyway, so it was better for you to stay at home. We did this for your own good."
Jonathan and Doris made all kinds of excuses to make themselves look better. I already knew that truth and was fuming at their lame excuses to make me stay. However, I couldn't keep my anger any longer. I said, "Stop with all that acting. I know you two lied to everyone saying that I didn't want to attend. Brian called me and told me everything. Don't you dare try to spin the narrative."
"Dad doesn't know anything, Amelia. You don't have to believe his words. He's just looking for trouble." "Yeah, he's never liked our bonds, so he's trying to destroy it."
"That's enough. I had it with all your lies. If there is anyone who destroys our relationship, it's you two. Brian was the only one who didn't profit off me while excluding me from the family. I won't take your lies any longer. I am done. And don't you worry, I will make you pay for stealing my money. As you can hear, the cops are already here.
No, you didn't just call the cops on us. You can't do this. We did nothing wrong. Tell me it's all a mistake. Yeah, there's no need to involve the police. We'll come to an understanding of ourselves. We are family after all.
Yeah, after years of making me feel like an outsider, now they wanted to play family, but it was a little too late for them to do so. I had already set my mind to destroy them. They will pay for all the mental and financial abuse they put me through. The officers quickly came in and arrested both Jonathan and Doris. They kept begging me to solve the problem and withdraw my complaint. However, they had no idea how vengeful I could be. Days passed and the terrible duo got into more trouble. Jonathan and Doris got their bail because they did have money. However, Jonathan's work was considering demoting him for being involved in a police case. The company is set on having high morals and ethics, so having him at a higher position won't look good for them. The funny thing is that he would still earn more than me. This means that he will be stuck paying alimony. He was already lamenting losing his cash cow, that is me. Now he just lost his newfound promotion. Doris also lost her face in her friend's circle. Rich people can quickly take offence when someone in their circle steals money. It makes them look cheap and tacky. So her friends started to distance themselves from her. She got so lonely that she had to veg Brian to keep her company. Her son was already not talking to her because he thought she ruined her life. Brian also refused to drag himself back to her drama again. The change in Jonathan's income and my refusal to send them money meant that they had to degrade their lifestyle significantly. They became a laughingstock because everyone realised that they lived on borrowed income. As for me, my and Jonathan's divorce is just a month away from being finalised. He's not fighting me because he knows I can press charges for financial abuse. He already had a police report on his hands. He didn't want more trouble at work. Jonathan had begged me to get back with him. Apparently living on his own income was super hard for him. Since I know him for the scum he is, I promptly refused every time. Meanwhile, I have kept in touch with Brian since he's like a dad to me. He has refused to help Jonathan or Doris in any way possible. In fact, he is thinking of disinheriting Jonathan because of his entitled attitude and poor money management. I would really love to see that happen. But for now, I am watching Jonathan struggle while waiting for the alimony checks.